Hi, this is Gilda Bonanno, Executive Presentation Skills Coach. Today's video is Special Occasion Speeches, 5 questions to ask before you speak. Whether you've been asked to give a eulogy, a roast, a retirement party speech, a speech at a reunion or a celebration or a wedding, whatever that special occasion speech is, there are 5 questions you should ask before you speak so you make sure you do a good job when you speak. The first question is, what is the goal? What's the goal of the event? Is it a time of remembrance? Is it a time of happiness? Is it a celebration? What's the overall goal of the event? The second question is, who is in the audience? What do you know about them so you can tailor your remarks appropriately? For example, if you're speaking at a retirement party that will be attended by family members as well as coworkers, some of the insider coworker jokes may not make sense to the family. Likewise, if you're speaking at a wedding and half the audience knows the bride and the other half knows the groom, how will you make sure that your remarks have some context and make sense to everyone? So, whatever you can find out about the audience, their ages, their connection to the topic or the person being spoken about, anything you can find out will help you tailor your remarks so they can be most effective. The third question to ask before you speak is, what is your message? So, given the overall tone of the event and the goal of the event, what is your message? The one thing you want the audience to remember from your remarks or your speech. If I were to interview everyone after you spoke, in their own words, I would expect them to say some version of your message. You want to be really clear about it and make sure everything you say, every stat, and every story relates to and supports that message. It's a great way to figure out if you should include something in your remarks. Will it fit in the time limit? And more importantly, does it connect to my overall message? How do I want people to think about or feel based on my remarks? The fourth question is, how much time do I have to speak? This is the number one area I see people making a mistake on in special occasion speeches, where they go on too long or they ramble. I had a client who was going to speak at a colleague's retirement party, and he worked hard to prepare and practice a funny limerick about his coworker. But unfortunately, all the speakers who went before him rambled on and went through their time limits and kept speaking. So by the time they got to my client, he had to rush through his limerick, which was a shame because it was funny and it would have been appreciated by the audience and by the person retiring. You never want to be the person who goes over and bores the audience and rambles. Making sure you understand how long you have to speak and that you practice and prepare so you stay well within that time limit. The fifth question to ask before you speak is, what is the environment? You should understand as much as you can about the logistics of the space that you're going to be presenting in. Will you be standing? Will you be seated? Is there a podium or a lectern? Is there a microphone? Do you have to go upstairs? You want to make sure you understand the lighting. If you're going to bring notes, I'd recommend putting them on one piece of paper, on heavy cardstock, so you can hold them in one hand and have the other hand free if necessary for a microphone or for a glass if you're offering some kind of toast. So making sure you understand the lighting and the audio. If there is a microphone, how do you use it? I would recommend you use it, but you want to make sure you talk to somebody who knows how to use it correctly, someone in the space, somebody in the AV area, so you use it properly. If there is no microphone, you may have to project more than usual and articulate more than usual based on how big the room is, how many people are there, if there's ambient noise, if there's music, if people are going to be talking while you're speaking. You want to make sure that you understand as much of the space as you can so you do a good job. If you can get into the room ahead of time, that would be great. It's not always possible. So understanding from the organizer or the MC or the host as much as you can about the space so you're not winging it in the moment. If you ask these 5 questions before you give your special occasion speech, you'll do a better job in the moment of conveying the message you'd like to convey, connecting to the audience, and connecting to the overall tone and goal of this special event. I'm Gilda Bonanno, Executive Presentation Skills Coach. Thanks for watching and see you next time. And thanks for liking and subscribing to my channel.